For 2 years, I never missed a single payment. Every month, I transferred $500 because I believed I was honoring my late wife's final wish. Then one unexpected phone call from the bank destroyed everything I thought I knew. They told me my wife had never owed a single dollar. If there was no debt, then who had been taking my money for 24 months? What I uncovered next changed my life forever. My name is Aldrich Hayes. I never imagined grief could blind a person more than love. The day my wife Evelyn passed away after a sudden illness, I promised myself I would protect everything she left behind. During her final week, she handed me a sealed envelope and quietly whispered that there was one debt I needed to keep paying. She looked frightened and begged me never to stop until someone from the bank told me otherwise. Inside the envelope was an account number and a note asking me to transfer $500 every month. There were no other details. I was too heartbroken to ask questions. I trusted her completely. Every month, I made the payment without fail. I believed I was protecting her memory and keeping my promise. My friends thought I was sacrificing too much. My savings slowly disappeared. I stopped taking vacations. I delayed repairing my home. I even worked extra shifts because I refused to miss a payment. Every transfer felt like another goodbye to the woman I loved. Exactly 2 years later, my phone rang. A woman from the bank introduced herself and politely asked why I kept sending money into an inactive account. I explained that it was my late wife's debt. There was a long silence before she replied with words I will never forget. "Sir, your wife never had any loans. She never owed this bank anything." My heart nearly stopped. I asked her to repeat it. She confirmed that Evelyn had no mortgage balance, no credit debt, no unpaid accounts. The account I had been paying belonged to a private trust that had nothing to do with any debt. I rushed to the bank carrying every receipt I had saved. The manager investigated the transfers and discovered the account had been created years earlier, under the control of someone using legal authorization connected to my wife's former financial advisor. As investigators looked deeper, another shocking truth appeared. The advisor had convinced my wife that she was investing in a protected emergency fund. During her illness, she misunderstood the paperwork and believed the monthly payments were necessary to settle an obligation. She never realized she had been manipulated. The advisor quietly collected my money every month, while hiding behind complicated financial documents. By the time the authorities finished their investigation, they uncovered several other grieving families who had fallen into the same trap. The court ordered the stolen money returned. I finally received every dollar back with interest. But the greatest lesson was not about money. It was about asking questions, even when emotions make the truth difficult to face. I visited Evelyn's favorite park one last time. I placed fresh flowers beside her memorial and quietly told her she had nothing to apologize for. She had been deceived by someone she trusted. I had kept my promise because I loved her. Now I could finally let go, knowing the truth had been uncovered. That day, I realized grief should never replace wisdom. Love deserves honesty. Trust deserves proof. And sometimes the hardest truth becomes the beginning of healing. If I had never answered that phone call, I might have spent the rest of my life paying a debt that never existed. One question exposed a lie that lasted for years. Sometimes the truth arrives late, but when it does, it changes everything forever.